what is the magic of these knives? What is, because this, I mean, the business story, the blow up doesn't happen without these things just being magic.
Right.
I mean, these things, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
And they're obviously not only a work of art, but they're obviously quite a tool for somebody in the kitchen. But what is the appeal? Why has it blown up?
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's a high-quality product, and it was intended to be a tool. You know, we started as a hunting knife company. We've gone into chef's knives like this one. We're developing our folding knives for next year, but they were intended to use. That being said, I kept looking around in the previous 20 years and seeing less and less stuff being made in America, especially knives, more and more being sourced from overseas. And people literally buying replaceable blade knives and just throwing the blades away. And as men, we've generally passed down knives and guns for generations, and women. And I found it tragic. I mean, I sharpened thousands of knives for people that brought them in and said, hey, my grandpa was in Vietnam and this was the knife he carried, or whatever story it was, and this was my grandfather's knife, the only thing I've got from him. And we're throwing our heirlooms away. And also, I also started seeing Americans started to desire American-made products more and more, and bringing back American manufacturing. And everybody told me that what I was about to build was impossible. Mm-hmm. Knife makers were like, you have to bring it in from China. You can't sell a $300 knife. They're $29.99 in a store. And I said, I think there's enough Americans still in this country that respect and understand the value of an American-made product. Yes, the product is really, really good. But we have also been documenting this really well all the way along and showing what we're building and that we're creating jobs, we're giving back to our community. And so all of that together, including my business partner's marketing, everything that he's done. But I built it through relationships, to be honest. Those first 2 years, we didn't buy $1, 3 years, we didn't buy $1 of advertising, not $1. I built it by going to like Total Archery Challenge and developing relationships, developing a relationship with somebody that knew somebody. And we couldn't buy advertising, so I gave product away, but with no ask. Just like, use it, just take it and use it. Let me know what you think. And we started to develop real relationships and that panned out. And it ended up working out that when you don't ask for something, somehow it just comes back to you. And people started spreading the word, telling people about us. And to this day, our best form of, like in our customer surveys, post-purchase, the number one thing about our company, how did you hear about it? Friends or family. Mm-hmm. Referral. Mm-hmm.
So you're, a buddy of mine that's a hunter says he uses I guess it's probably your number one seller. What's it called?
We have a Speed Goat.
Speed Goat, that one, yeah. He said, field dressing a deer, it's the fastest, it's the most beautiful knife he's ever used. Yeah. He's probably got a handful of them, more than a double handful of knives over the years. But that's his go-to.
Yeah.
And he said, you're going to meet Josh. It's like, whoa, it's like I'm meeting, a freaking country music star or something for him.
Well, what's different about our company is I'm a hunter. I'm an end user of our product, and I'm also a master bladesmith. You can't name another knife company in America that's large on any scale that the CEO makes a knife. He can't make a knife at all. Like, I'm a master bladesmith. When our guys are having trouble in the sharpening room with a new model we come up with and they're struggling to get them sharp or whatever, I go down and teach them and I work alongside of them. And that's what's different about us. Like, I can make the product,
Well, and if you're hunting and you're trying to field dress a deer or whatever, whatever the task is with a Speed Goat, then you can. That's product. That's R&D for you.
Yeah, and I was saying that all these companies are making these hunting knives, but it's just because they need a hunting knife category. But they're in Portland or wherever they're at. They don't have any hunters working for them or any hunters that are in the executive team or whatever, and they just make something that looks like a hunting knife. I'm a hunter, and so when I go out and make a chef's knife, I'm not a chef. So I go out and I look for chefs to get feedback from, and a knife maker, Mareko Malmasi, helped us design these knives because he's a chef's knife maker. Our tactical line for the military, I'm not a veteran, and I'm not going to pretend to know what those guys go through. So, I lean on my relationships in that military community to help us build a product that they need first. And then,
so the Speed Goat's the number one seller. And what's the price point on that?
$225.
Okay.
And then our Blackfoot's $300. And the thing is, we sharpen these knives for life. Our generation's promise is that if you buy it, I don't care if you bought it off eBay or from a friend or you buy it from us. If it's our knife, you send it to us, you pay to ship it to us. The day we receive it, we will sharpen it, clean it up, and we will send it back. At the latest, the next day. And that's for free, and we'll pay to ship it back to you. And so, yeah, you buy a $300 knife, use it all season. Maybe you're struggling to get it sharp. You send it in to us, we'll sharpen it all up. You now have a brand new knife, and you use that knife for the next 10 years. Well, how much did you really pay for that knife? And we have some people that use our knives a lot. They're guides, or they may be chefs. They might send their knives to us every other month to dial them in. We sharpen them and we send them back,
Wow.
And that's the thing. When you bought American-made products back in the old days, you could send them in and they stood behind them, And so that's the promise. That's how I found my director of operations. He was working at Amazon, and I saw, this was in 2021, I saw a post that he commented on. I had one of those knives, and my truck got broken into and it got stolen. I just looked him up in the system and I shipped him a new knife. He went home that day and told his wife, I'm going to work for that company someday. A year later, I posted a director of operations job. He came and interviewed. I didn't know anything, frankly. As it turns out, he interviewed us. He asked us all kinds of questions I couldn't answer. I'm a lineman and a knife maker and a backhoe operator. I don't know all this stuff. He asked us a pile of questions, and it was very obvious, this is the kind of experience we need. Offered him a job, which he should not have taken at the time. And he worked with me in that 2-car garage. He set his laptop up on my workbench and worked next to me. He was managing a store of 5,000 employees in Spokane and came to work in my shop with 3 of us, shoulder to shoulder, and helped build the operations side of the company. And that's the thing, when you hire, I think if I'd have started this company when I was 21, 22, I'd have probably had enough ego and arrogance to do all the marketing myself and not delegate anything, right? And think that I can do it all. I think by the time I got to the point in my life where I was at, I realized what I don't know. And I've gone and found the absolute best people. Our hiring process is hard. Culture is, you can be the greatest at your job. If you're not a culture fit, we're not hiring you. And these people that are working in our company, all of them, they're a culture fit, they buy in, they treat it like they own it. And that's how you scale this fast. I didn't do this by myself. I hire really great people. I'm like, do your job. I'm like, go do your job.